अस्सलाम वालेकुम नाज़रीन, हाईटेक न्यूज़ के खबरनामे में आपका खैर मकदम है। मैं हूं नेहा खान। नजर डालते हैं आज की अहम खबरों पर।
veeranari चकली इlamma वुमेन यूनिवर्सिटी के तीसरे इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस सक्सेसफुल रहा, जो कि 300 साल पुरानी जर्नी है और आसिफ जाही डायनेस्टी का प्रोग्राम अमल में लाया गया है, जहां पर चीफ गेस्ट के तौर पर नवाब रौनक यार खान, नाइन्थ निज़ाम ऑफ आसिफ जाही डायनेस्टी और बुर्रा वेंकटेशम IAS चेयरमैन ऑफ TGPSC रहे हैं। आइए देखते हैं हाईटेक टीवी न्यूज़ चैनल की यह खास रिपोर्ट।
I think I've been introduced enough on the posters. I'm here because they're having an event which is commemorating the 300 years of the Asif Jahi rule, starting from 1724 when the Nizam came here for the second time and settled here after the Battle of Shakarkheda with a general here called Mubarak, with a Governor Mubarak out here. And from there, it's now 300 years till date. And they're covering the present situation now after 1948, with the Nizams lost their rule to the Indian Army and joined India in 1948. In 1971, they were, the titles and all that were said to be like officially not eligible anymore. So after that, it's more of a democratic kind of a thing, and my family has opted to elect me uh, as the ninth Nizam of the Asif Jahi dynasty through an electoral process which is similar to Islamic thing called Ijma. And the Ijma is the only thing suggested by Islam. There's no such thing as any other way. I mean, otherwise there were wars and all that. But Ijma is a democratic way of electing people, not individual votes per person, but all the tribes and everyone is to get together and select people. So that's how my family's gone and selected me. So the Nizam of Hyderabad title is no more because Hyderabad is now part of India, and the Nizam's titles were also curtailed after 71. So they're calling me the Nizam of the Asif Jahi dynasty. Dynasty is another word for the royal family now. So I'm very happy to be here as a chief guest for the first day. It's a 3-day seminar, and there are a lot of researchers researching this aspect of the going into the history of the 1 to 7 Nizams, but yet they were actually 10 Nizam. 3 of them were not spoken about. And if they were not spoken about and they were not giving titles, yet they were ruled for about 11 years. So that's a long time to rule, and they were actual rulers without titles from the Mughals, which they probably did not need. So if they did not get titles from the Mughals, which were anyway, given to viceroys of the Mughals, they're not given the titles, and in actuality, they were like monarchs in their own right. So in the first Nizam, he wanted his daughter, Khairunisa's son Muzaffar, to succeed him. And in middle, the first founder's second son managed to get in the way, but the grandson managed to get into the seat according to his grandfather's wishes. And the grandfather was a founder Nizam, and he chose his daughter's son. So that shows there was a lot of gender neutrality and a lot of selection to do with merit. So it was not so much like primogeniture, which people think. So a lot of things have to be corrected. And there's a lady here from America, from a university in America. She's a expert in a PhD on Central Asian studies. So she studied this quite a bit, and the latest was studied by another doctor from England called Aruna. And they checked the situation out, the Indian legal system out from 1948, after India became democratic. So that whole paper which is submitted here, and before that, I got it announced in 2024 because that was a centenary year, third centenary year. This is now we crossed into 25, but it took about 15 days to analyze all the data to cover the last year also, because the last year was very very important because lots happened in that period after the Prince Mukarramja passed away. So there's a lot of turmoil after that, lot of legalities came in, and a lot of people are researching on that. So that also got included in today's subject. So people are giving papers on different aspects like law and secularism and all that. But that's one paper which covers from 1724 to 2024, which is the subject of today's seminar. So I'll end with that. I mean, I can go on. There's another 10-minute talk I'll have to give, so you can cover me from there. And a lot of this thing I'm saying will be starting my website. All this data will be provided with all the people who have supported me and the names and all the references we have taken from different legal books and historical books. as well as the courts today, which are public documents. They will also be quoted. So it's like we are bringing the history and giving it the right right shape. And before that there was a lot of fallacy, or you can say a lot of fiction involved in it, a lot of things to do with people being sentimental. Now we are bringing everything to a point where it's all like written and talked about with proofs instead of just fiction or whatever fairy tales. So we're bringing all that out in a website, and I expect the support of Mr. Palam Raju. I respect a lot because he's been from my school, but he's been in the highest position of education, which is he was a central government minister in the cabinet, and for education, which is now education. That time it was called human.
इसी के साथ हाईटेक न्यूज़ खबरनामा इख्तिताम को पहुंचता है। अल्लाह हाफिज।